What's up, people? This is Richard Chu, and this is the show. Welcome back. This is episode 10, and I've sort of let this thing go a little bit. There wasn't really much happening in my life, and until recently. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. All this chaos, anger, this pent-up energy during quarantine. If something like this happens, it has to go somewhere, right? What I'm trying to get at is I've been having a lot of dialogue, a lot of conversations with friends about this matter. It really just comes down to this. The reason why I'm even doing this episode is because I saw something on CNN, and Killer Mike was on giving a tremendous and encouraging, not a speech, but a message. If you haven't seen it yet, YouTube it, Google Killer Mike, CNN, Atlanta, Georgia, and he gives about an 8 to 9 minute message telling his people in Atlanta to not burn their own homes down. Don't burn your own house down, he said. This is the time to plot, plan, and strategize. With all this happening, I can understand that people want to go protest. I can understand people want to stand up for justice. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What I would agree with about what Killer Mike said is this is not the time to go out and loot and destroy your city. This is not the time to go out and destroy the home that you live in, because what is going to happen after that? You're not going to have anything. I really believe that if we take the time to create value, to really dig deep in ourselves, and really ask ourselves, who are we in this moment, and how can we progress and help society? How can we create a social movement that has a purpose? I made up a new word, by the way. It's called hoodickery. Look it up on my Instagram page. Anyway, back to seriousness. As human beings, if we can't look at each other with full respect and compassion, then there is nothing. It just becomes chaos. There's hatred in the world, division in the world, right? We've got to involve ourselves. We have to involve ourselves in creating value in this world. So what Killer Mike said was amazing. He says, this is the time not to destroy your home. This is the time to plot, plan, and strategize our next move so that we can do something constructive. Look, if you can get anything out of this one piece, because everything else I said was probably just mumbo jumbo, if you can get anything out of this one piece, it's stop being destructive. Stop destroying your own land. Stop destroying your community, and let's really dig deep inside and really figure out what we can do constructively to move forward, to advance. Let's make something good happen. So I'm going to leave you with a clip of Killer Mike's message to his fellow people in Atlanta, and hopefully this inspires you. Let's win, folks. Stay healthy, stay strong. Let's go.
I didn't want to come, and I don't want to be here. I'm the son of an Atlanta City police officer. My cousin is an Atlanta City police officer, and my other cousin, East Point police officer. And I got a lot of love and respect for police officers, down to the original 8 police officers in Atlanta that even after becoming police had to dress in a YMCA because white officers didn't want to get dressed with niggers. And here we are 80 years later. I watched a white officer assassinate a black man, and I know that tore your heart out. And I know it's crippling. And I have nothing positive to say in this moment because I don't want to be here. But I'm responsible to be here because It wasn't just Dr. King and people dressed nicely who marched and protested to progress this city and so many other cities. It was people like my grandmother, people like my aunts and uncles who were members of SCLC and NAACP, and in particular, Reverend James Orange, Mrs. Alice Johnson, and Reverend Love, who we just lost last year. So I'm duty-bound to be here to simply say that it is your duty not to burn your own house down for anger with an enemy. It is your duty to fortify your own house so that you may be a house of refuge in times of organization. And now is the time to plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize. It is time to beat up prosecutors you don't like at the voting booth. It is time to hold mayoral offices accountable, chiefs and deputy chiefs. Atlanta is not perfect, but we're a lot better than we ever were, and we're a lot better than cities are.